segment 3 of this show. And if you're watching this segment and you've watched the last 2 segments, you're probably thinking, I don't know what exactly the fox says, but we'll know soon. But for now,
This is Patrick.
sorry foxes. Anyway, this really should be America's Game of the Week right here. St. Louis against New Orleans. And believe it or not, I had to think about this one. And after a few moments of picking, I picked New Orleans. I originally had St. Louis to win this game, and then I decided, you know what? I don't think New Orleans loses this game. Even though it's on the road, it's in the Dome. I think it will be a close game, though. New Orleans wins 28-27, and they still have a fighting chance at that number 1 spot.
Tomorrow for sure.
That's what they're saying. Pittsburgh against Cincinnati. Of course, divisional rivalry and, for the AFC playoff purposes, the Sunday night game, a circus game in the AFC. And guess what I had to do about this one, too? I had to think about this one, too. Pittsburgh has lost 2 in a row and are quickly falling out of the playoff picture. I think they do get mathematically eliminated this week as Cincinnati wins this game 23-13, and I think basically close up shop on a playoff spot. I'm not sure about the AFC, or they will win the AFC North if this next game Detroit beats Baltimore. And let's go right to it. 23-13 Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gets eliminated from the playoffs. Detroit against Baltimore. And guess what this has to do with the AFC picture? Another circus game. Baltimore right now is in the driver's seat for that 6th spot in the AFC. But of course, anything and everything could happen. That is why we have a circus game. But Detroit, I don't know. That was a very frustrating loss to the Eagles. That was probably the most frustrated I have ever gotten at the Lions since the 08 season, the 0-16 year. That was very frustrating to see how Jim Schwartz get outcoached by a first-year head coach. I don't care if he's coached for Oregon. I don't care if he's gotten that team to the national championship. I don't care. A first-year head coach, big boy teams win that game. They win it. And Detroit lost it. But guess what? That's basically how Detroit has been this year. They win games when they really shouldn't, and they lose games they really should. So guess what I had to do about this game? I had to think about it. And I almost said
Tomorrow for sure.
I had it, but
No, this is
on Greene. And I thought again. I went with Baltimore, but then I thought again. I went with Detroit to win 27-20. And then I said, you know, this is quite a hard pick. And so what did I do? Thought again. And all right. I thought about this for a while. And so, well, you know what? I might be thinking too much, but I got to double check it. And I went and I decided to stick with Detroit 27-20. This game, just like the Thanksgiving game, could determine their season. Who knows? The Monday night game. This is it, Detroit. This game is ours. We just got to play well. We can't embarrass ourselves like we did the second half last week. We just got to do it. So with that is our NFL show for this week. So, cheers. This is Coke. And we will see you next week on the NFL show.